details of Hillside Endarasha Academy in Nyeri. This was after a dormitory housing 156 boys caught fire early morning. The cause of the fire is still unknown, and President William Ruto has called for thorough investigations into the incident. But first, let us speak to our reporter, Clement Masombo, who is camping in the area for an update. Masombo, good afternoon. A very, very somber mood, I understand. Please bring us up to date and the recent developments this far following this tragic incident. Masombo.
Well, Anki, it's no longer that good afternoon here. It is a somber mood at Hillside Endarasha Academy in Kieni constituency, Nyeri County, and rightly, like you put it, a dormitory that was housing for 156 boys caught fire in the night, and 17 of them actually lost their lives, and a number of them were taken to hospital to nursing injuries. But what we understand so far is that about 12 of those who had been hospitalized have already been discharged from the Nyeri County Referral Hospital, and 3 more were referred to Kenyatta National Hospital, that is the Othaya Annex, for further treatment, and one has been taken to Kenyatta National Hospital in Nairobi for further treatment. But then so far we can report that the teams from Red Cross Society of Kenya, the Ministry of Health, as well as the homicide team from the DCI are on the ground conducting investigations on the other side where actually the dormitory that caught fire is. And it is also important to mention that the bodies have not been collected, and receiving a briefing from the PS in the Ministry of Education, Belio Kipsang, he has said that they are working in coordination with all agencies concerned to ensure that they conduct investigations and they carry the bodies in the most appropriate manner, and that they will also assist each other in carrying out investigations to ensure that everything, every detail that is needed to be known by the public comes out barely. But then we have also seen that CS in the Ministry of Interior, Professor Kithure Kindiki, has just arrived here about 15 minutes ago, and currently he's also being briefed by the team that has been camping here since morning. Later on, of course, we will be joined by Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, who has already announced that he will also be visiting this particular state. But even as all those leaders and the president has also made his comments about the issue, then questions are, for how long are we going to have such incidents? Remember, we have had such incidents previously, but then have we ever gotten a public report indicating, or have we ever gotten a report, the findings of the reports indicating what caused the fire and maybe the measures that the stakeholders are putting in place to ensure that maybe such incidents do not occur? Well, those are some of the questions that we'll be waiting to see if at all we will be getting answers on this particular incident. But then we also understand that the fire began yesterday at around 11 p.m. and the teams, the firefighters team from Kiawa, which is in Kieni constituency, and the Nyeri town, managed to put out the fire at around 3 a.m. So it took them a bit longer to put out the fire, and of course that also raises questions on the preparedness as a nation in dealing with the disaster management. But then those are some of the issues that we will be waiting to see, and later on, of course, in this bulletin we will also be playing that update from the PS and the Red Cross team, as well as the county government, on what they have had to say about the situation update so far. But what we can report is that parents are still flocking in. There have been set aside a tent where they are receiving psychosocial support from the Red Cross team and all other relevant agencies to ensure that they are stable. But then an appeal has been made to parents who had taken their children during last night to ensure that they take them to hospital for counseling sessions, because maybe some of them could have inhaled the smoke during the fire incident last night. Then they need that psychosocial support. So that is an appeal that has been made to parents across the country to ensure that they take their children to hospital for that psychosocial support and counseling sessions. So arising from the trauma that they might have gotten from this fire incident. Anki.
Clement, just before we let you go, quickly seek to understand the position of the school management. Have you been able to hear anything from the school management, the authorities this far? Because then it's important to understand the position of the school, the authorities, the heads of that particular institution. Anything so far from the school heads?
Well, we are yet to hear anything from the school management, but then we have spoken to some parents who are still devastated by the situation. We have seen some of them walking in, crying, weeping, and also the students looking at their faces. They are traumatized, they are devastated, but then the school is yet to issue any statement regarding to this incident. Perhaps they might have spoken to the authorities here. We have senior government officials from different ministries. They might have been given a brief by the school management, but as at now, the press, we have not received any communication or any update from the school management.
All right, thank you very much, Clement Masomba, for giving us that update right on the ground. Quite tragic, but of course, stay with us, Clement, and